Welcome to Cam Look, your daily dose of art from the Cincinnati Art Museum. Each weekday at 10 a.m., a staff member or a volunteer will share an object from the permanent collection and post some questions for discussion. Check back each weekday at 10 a.m. for a new look and a new conversation. I'm Carrie Atkins-Maris, the Associate Director for Community Engagement at the Cincinnati Art Museum, and today we're going to be taking a stroll through the history of Eden Park to explore a Venetian wellhead that sits on the museum property. To begin this Cam Look, we need a little history lesson on Eden Park. The land that the Art Museum and Eden Park sit on was acquired from Cincinnati businessman Nicholas Longworth. As you can see on this timeline, Longworth offered the property to the city of Cincinnati several times before cultivating it for a vineyard. The vineyard ended up failing, Longworth died, and the park was finally dedicated to the city of Cincinnati in 1870, while a huge reservoir project was underway in Eden Park. Here's the reservoir project when it was completed, and in the top of the image you can see the Cincinnati Art Museum also completed. That site wasn't even approved until 1881, and the museum wasn't finished being built until 1886. So by the time this image would have been taken, the Elsinore Tower was completed, the Cincinnati Art Museum was completed, Eden Park had been dedicated, and now we can finally move on to the installation of the Venetian wellhead on the grounds of the Cincinnati Art Museum. My research a few weeks ago began when I got the message from a concerned citizen about the destruction of a Roman fountain on the museum grounds. I had never heard of a Roman fountain on the museum grounds, but I decided I was going to look into that, and here's what I found. In 1895, the Municipal Art Society of Cincinnati proposed the installation of a wellhead on Art Museum property. The proposal included this image of a Venetian or Roman wellhead, and that's what was installed on the museum property as a drinking fountain in 1896. There's a short description of the object and a date, but it's difficult to translate, so we're still working on that part. There's also no trace of the Municipal Art Society of Cincinnati past 1903, so that's likely not a source for records. If you're wondering where in the world this thing is, this is a current image of ArtClimb, and you can see the little red dot about where the remains of the fountain are today. In these older images, you can see where the fountain would have originally been installed and how it kind of fit into the park. If you go and look for the fountain today, this is what you'll find. It's still kind of half standing at the bottom of ArtClimb, and you can go take a look at it. We are doing some further research to see what our next steps will be, but rest assured it's still there. I want to give a shout out to our library staff and to our security guard, Rob Farrell, who left some breadcrumbs for me in terms of doing some research on this project. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you at the museum soon.